Episode 9, we are here. We got Raniel, Mr. Big Shy,
What up?
Tahoe Syrup, John.
Yes, sir.
We just want to welcome everyone to the episode 9 rendition of, honestly, what I'm trying to say is we are here, okay? So
That's right.
let's get into business. Yo, how was your weekend, my friend?
Man, my weekend was pretty eventful, man. I had a lot of stuff going on. I got invited to a very special luau. You know what I'm saying?
That was lit.
My boys extended the invite to come celebrate with the fam, so we did that. Good food. What else, man? We just kind of hung out and went around and did a little bit of karaoke on the spot, some a DJ event,
Yeah.
you know. And then that's pretty much it, dog. What about you?
Man, I was able to celebrate my mom's birthday at that luau. That shit was lit. She turned 69.
Let's
Blessings
go.
to her. And worked a couple days, but it was all good, man.
Yeah.
Was able to get some Korean barbecue
Yes. Hung day?
with the homie. Yeah, a hung day. That shit slap, man.
Man.
Their side game is A1.
Okay.
But everything was good. The weekend was good. I'm glad that I finally got Monday, Tuesday off. And then
Yeah.
I was been meaning to do a podcast or episode. Like, I was missing it, bro. You know what I'm saying? It kind of feels weird not doing it, especially on my long week. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
I'm trying to find ways to do it on my long week, bro.
I got you.
Yeah, we got to make it happen somehow. But
Yeah.
we're almost to episode 10, bro.
Let's go. Episode 9, y'all. So we got kind of John and I, we discussed earlier in the week at his mom's birthday that because we are like a week away from Father's Day,
Yeah.
this would kind of be like an in-depth touch on what we talked about: fatherhood, parenthood, life as a parent, or life as possibly becoming a parent, for all my people who are expecting, who've already become parents, fathers, mothers, all that good stuff. So we're gonna kind of dive in. It might get a little weird, but we're gonna try to keep it real light and entertaining at the same time.
Yeah, so the topic for the day, and not to be so formal about it, is fatherhood and parenthood and just the coming up of how it became. It was almost like we always talk about like the coming of age when we were in our teenage, 20s. But I feel like personally, I mean, I can't even say it on my perspective. From my perspective, coming of age is really when I feel like it's in your 30s, bro. You're starting a family. You're finding your significant other per se.
Yeah.
You have your first kid. You're making those first steps in the cliche of like having a house.
Yeah. Living with each other, all that good
That's
stuff.
the shit right there, man.
Yeah.
That 15, 20, the teenage 20 years.
That's
it's
your
like,
wilding
come on,
out
man. You
kinda-
literally just like,
Wide-eyed.
yeah, it's so great. It's a gray area, man. Once you find color, once you find that defined colors, man, you're good, dude.
Yeah. Definitely, man. I think a lot of stuff that you do in like your 14, 15 through, 19 is like, it's a blur, because you're just like, you got this weird amount of freedom and you think you think you know a lot, right?
I know.
And then like life will throw you a couple reality checks here and there, but for the most part, it's like the fun part. I feel like, at least for me, and I think a lot of people can relate. It's like, that was a good time. I only remember bits and pieces of it, but like the stuff that sticks out, like I can honestly look back and be like, man, that was fun. Like that part of my life, I had no real responsibilities. You know what I mean? Like still living with my parents at the time.
I love the part where you're going about your day and then like that random memory that you thought wasn't even relevant just pops in your head. And you're like, damn,
Yes, bro.
What the hell made me think about this?
Yeah, like what was I thinking when I did that?
That's what I was literally about to say. Like those times when you're thinking in the midst of it all, you're like, what was I thinking?
Yeah. Why'd I do that?
Was that naturally me at my most simplest form, or was that just the cringiest thing I've ever experienced?
For sure.
In my point of view, like, oh gosh.
I think that's a lot of it is based on like being like a product of your environment, and even if your environment changes from year to year, or like for the first 3 years it was like this, you were hanging out with this group of people, and then you shifted over because you found like, oh, I don't like this or I like this, and then you transform into the next version. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're like
quarters.
sifting through. You're sifting through like who you really are.
Like finding yourself.
I mean, bro, one thing when I was in 6th grade, bro, I had this fucking screen name on AIM.
yeah.
It was White Boy 26. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I was listening to like Yellow Card and Blink 182.
Oh shit. Okay.
I don't know. I was still listening to everything else, but it was like my first like running towards like being around white people, like
No, I got
Jewish
you.
people.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the school I was at was like the middle school HSPVA.
Yeah.
And like it was called Johnston. And like I was like, bro, there's so many white people here.
Yeah.
And like I think it was like a natural calling of just trying to assimilate. 'Cause
Yeah.
I always had to do that.
No,
like,
no, to like camouflage, like
Yeah.
like to blend in and kind of just like go with what was around you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, assimilate. Yeah, dude, I totally get it, man. Like I remember going through middle school to high school. There was one point where I was getting into some kind of trouble in high school, and I was hanging out with the dummies and the wrong people. No offense to the people I'm still
Yeah.
friends with, but like literally they're irrelevant. And I know that sounds weird to say, but in terms of my life, right?
Yeah.
And I made this switch like my senior year, bro. I was like, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm not gonna hang with these dudes that just don't really offer me any kind of like, it's my senior year. Like I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
And so I hung it up, bro. Like I remember just putting all my shoes away, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna dress like this. And I switched it up, bro. I was like this little freaking. That's when I was like little Montrose, little rat. I was going out there. I was going to Numbers, like
Yeah.
on Fridays, and I like had hair, and I was like, yeah, basically I was trying to find who I was. I was like wearing button ups and like skinny jeans and like, you know what I mean, just Vans and. Like it was so different, bro, because
Yeah.
I was like, I'm tired of this little wannabe thug, whatever, because it was getting me into a bunch of shit,
Mm-hmm.
And so halfway through that, I remember like just kind of blending the two because I was like, man, I got all this cool stuff still, like sneakers. And so I found that when that was during this weird era of like, man, like, skinny jeans, but you were wearing sneakers and then you could still wear like, it was just
Yeah.
weird, bro. But no, it was like that coming of age to finally like figure it out or like learn your style, you know what I mean? And like how, like who you wanted to associate with.
Yeah, that's true.
Cause
I think when it really came down to it, no one really gave a damn, bro.
yeah, towards
It was just your perspective, like just seeping through.
I feel like for you, especially, it's weird. I think the dynamic from HISD people to like where we were at in Fort Bend,
Yeah.
I feel like y'all had way more like progress, like emo kid. I mean, yeah, we
Yeah,
had
it's
our emo
true.
kid friends and all the little hardcore kids and stuff like that. But then like out there, it was like that's who they, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
in
they
the
rode
burbs.
that wave,
In the burbs, it was more so like we had uniform, but people like found a way to like still style their like uniform.
Individuality, yeah.
There was still individuality inside.
It's not a phase, mom.
Yeah.
like,
Yo, mom. I remember my dad was like, "You're Filipino. You're not white." I was like, "Damn, I'm going through some shit right now, bro."
that's like when I was
Identity
a kid.
crisis, bro. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, man.
Bro, as a kid, I told my parents or my sisters, I remember, and I was like, I'm not American.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? I was like, I'm not white. I'm not American. And they're like, you're American. You were born here. You're Filipino, but you're a Filipino American. I was like, no, American is white.
Yeah, that's true, bro.
Yeah, man.
That association can be so weird.
Yeah. But it makes me think about like growing up now. Like as a kid now, I don't know what to expect, bro. Like what my kid's going to have to go through.
Yeah.
Like those phases of like finding himself and like associating himself to a certain demographic, whether he bonds with the white kids, the black kids, the Mexicans, or all of them, right? I think if you put him in an environment where it's like already established that there's a big mesh,
Yeah.
that's a lot better than like if I was to send him to like I don't know, man, like a private school with nothing but white kids.
Yeah.
And no offense,
Or
but I'm
like
just
the
saying like,
I mean, I hate
yeah,
to
you
use
know
this,
what
but
I mean.
upper echelon.
Yeah,
of,
like the
society.
higher tax bracket
Yeah.
places, right? Like your kid grows up a certain way and like they, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Would you rather be the broke parent in the rich area or the rich
Ooh.
person in the broke area?
Like hood rich,
Yeah.
like, nah, man, come on. I would. That's a good.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
I'm
rough.
picking the first, bro.
Yeah, because your environment, right?
Yeah.
You would just be in a place of work.
Yeah.
Like you were always working
I got to
to
grind.
stay. Yeah, man, because that's.
Because I know a lot of people that went on scholarships in like private schools
Uh-huh.
haven't experienced like these type of like societal challenges when it came to just like their parents weren't making X amount. Their classmates were like fucking
Keeping up with the Joneses, bro. Like for real.
For real.
My mom used to always tell me that, bro. She's like, you need to stop trying to keep. And it was weird because I understood it, you know, but I never thought that I was. But she was just like, it doesn't matter about what your friends got and what you know, it's like you need to only be able to handle what you can handle.
Yeah.
Like, don't. And I think that's what made us a lot more level headed. Like my sisters and I, like we weren't, you know what I'm saying? Like, my dad was on disability. My mom was, you know, basically it was almost single parent income. She had a great job though. You know, she could handle all of us. But like she never made it to where we were like, you need to have the best and the shiniest. You know what I mean? Like she was just like, you got to work or you got to like earn it. You know, it's not free.
Yeah.
But yeah, dog. So those are like a lot of the things that I think we can segue into like the topic of, you know, parenthood. Excuse me. And like the stuff that you take with you to kind of choose to plant into whenever you're ready to be a father, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever, you know, when you start your family. Yeah, man, I think as immigrant parent or like as our parents who were immigrants, it's like our outlook is different, bro. Because a lot of the stuff that was put into our mentality is like stuff that they had to take with them.
Yeah.
So it's like it's ingrained in a weird way. So you got to find what works and what doesn't because the society is like changing. The norms are always shifting. Shit.
I know
The dollar gets, you know what I'm saying?
And they were like exposed to like mediums that we weren't accustomed to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the times they were like watching the worst of scenarios in those news outlets or like reading the newspaper about like this X race or X this.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you can't on the surface level, you can't really judge people on that. And then when it really came down to it, man, it's like they had to find it was like a rude awakening, like, damn, maybe I was just being ignorant, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
From here I was like, bro, what is I remember growing up and like there was this person in my church, this random topic, but it was like he was like black Filipino. And then he was like speaking Tagalog to my dad, and I was like, damn, how is this? I mean, I'm not trying to get canceled, but he was like, Dad, how's that Itim speaking Tagalog and shit, bro? I'm like, he was like, son, you don't be ignorant, bro.
Yeah.
He was literally just telling me, hey, don't be ignorant, man. Don't discriminate or don't think there's no other colors
that can speak.
Yeah.
That blows my mind, bro, because I was at a place and there was this straight up black dude who was getting a haircut by this Vietnamese lady, and he was having a full blown Vietnamese conversation, like like hard accent. Like if you closed your eyes, you would have been like, oh, it's just a Vietnamese group of people having a. I looked at him, bro. Like brother had waves, you know, like he was an older guy, right? And it turns out I asked the lady, and she's like, yeah, his mother was Vietnamese, his father was, you know, black, and they were in the war or whatever. He actually lost contact with his dad after like 40 years, and then he regained, he found him.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. So he speaks straight up fluent Vietnamese, man.
That's fire.
Yeah, that's tight.
People's upbringing, you can't never question people's upbringing, man.
No,
It's like,
for sure.
It's
You just
crazy
never
what
know.
they experience, bro.
Yeah, man.
Let's segue into this though, like the
jump
parenthood,
in.
the fatherhood, man. We'll jump right into it. And this isn't just like an interview question, but it's like you think about potential, you think about like the significance that are placed into your child's life. Like, what do you feel is your hopes and dreams for your child going into the future? Like that's big because you're kind of like sacrificing what you want just in stake for what they want or what they need so that they can accomplish those dreams. But I mean, I'm not to keep on going on with the question, but it's like that balance too, right?
Yeah.
We're still young.
Yeah.
So how do you balance what you want, what Saint wants, and also like their hopes and dreams for themselves?
Yeah, I mean, I think right now, like, how to balance that, bro, is you have to be really selfless, right? And in order to do that, it's like you have to separate and put. I mean, for me personally, I don't know if this applies to everybody, but I mean, I'm sure parents have you know, had this same dilemma. Is like putting yourself on hold for the greater sake of providing an opportunity for a better, quote unquote, better life or better opportunity for your kid.
Yeah.
So it's like even simplest things, like the stuff that you want to splurge on, the things that you want to do for yourself. It's kind of like if you're not in a position where you can literally afford both, you just got to pick and choose. It's like, well, for me, the way I look at it is like, man, I've been in here on this earth 35 years, you know what I'm saying? And this kid's been on this earth for 4 years. I think I've had enough indulgement in the pleasures of what I want
Yeah.
that I think that I can now take a break and be like, this, like, you got to work so that this little dude can kind of enjoy that too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I, had to like put stuff on pause, and that's cool. Like I don't resent him. I'm like that's stupid, right? Like I would never. It's like if you truly care about trying to bring a kid up in this world and trying to like provide. I'm not saying spoil the crap out of them and like, I've always heard that argument about like giving your kids everything you didn't have. It's more so about like kind of segues into more of a teaching them things that you didn't learn or you wish you learned,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, earlier on. And I think that's super important. But to go back, like to really disassociate your wants versus their needs is a big thing, dog. Like, and man, our parents have done that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for
Like, man, my mom did a lot for us. She put a lot on hold for us just to see that we would be able to get to do certain things and like provide for us, man. It's wild. But yeah, man, I guess that's kind of, just like putting your stuff on pause and knowing that you can indulge, here and there, but it's like, I'm not going to indulge like crazy to where it's like I get the cream of the crop and the kids get the bottom of the barrel. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, it's weird when you see your kid. It's stupid and it's materialistic, right? But there is a point to this. If you're walking around in some crazy expensive kicks, and I know it's weird because kids go through shoes, like, and it doesn't matter. But if your kid looks like he's just bumming, bro, like small t-shirt, like underside, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just not upkept and stuff. It's like, yo, man, like, what about your kid?
Yeah.
I know it's stupid.
It's a reflection of
is.
who you are
And your priorities, right?
And it's a reflection of like they always talk about like
Mm-hmm.
you want to put your wife in the best of things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you want to put your significant other in the best of things. And then your kids, man. I remember like when I was growing up, my pops would just always be like, why I'm not worried about myself, you know what I mean? Like he was wearing clothes from like hand-me-downs.
It's just stuff he's had forever, right?
Making sure that we had everything we needed for school.
Yeah.
And then like looking back at it, I'm like, bro, it's almost a reflection of how I am today in the sense where I'm
selfless.
Yeah, I can't say I'm selfless, bro, because I still have my selfish tendencies.
Oh no, for sure, because you're human and you indulge and you enjoy the fruits of your labor, man. There's that balance, man, because it's like, I look at my sister who has 3 boys, you know what I'm saying, and like the stuff that you have to do in order to provide and to be able to be that parent. I mean, it's great, man, if you're in this position to do all that stuff for your kids and the people. But for those people who are not, but then they still portray like this lifestyle of like, and I mean, I think it's rough because you're setting yourself up to where it's like on the surface, like, yeah, you got it all figured out. But deep down inside or on the other end of things, it's like the stuff that really matters is like, yo, what about the well-being of like your family? You know, I don't know. And I'm guilty of a lot of things, bro. Like there's a lot of stuff that I felt like I could have done in my life totally different, bro. Like moments of, like I told you before, moments of selfishness, man. Like opportunities to like really really change my life, business wise, work wise. But I chose to do something else, with that opportunity, and it sucks because I'm like, I can write it off now.
Kind of like stirring that sabotage soup.
Yeah, bro, that soup, bro. I'm just like I was seasoning it, bro. Like I was letting it really, really cook and get in there, and I
sometimes you just gotta like step away and realize what you're doing, bro.
Yeah, because you get so caught up in what I want, know, and it becomes selfish. And I think that low key, like if I could really go back and do it all over again, man, I would have like really done it the right way for me, which I know the right way would have been to like chill out and like for the sake of my family, put stuff away and like, but man, I mean, you make mistakes, you do the things that you do, and you figure it out. You make yourself kind of just detour a little bit off of the beaten path, but somewhere or another, man, it still works.
Yeah,
it gets through, man.
You gotta play your cards, man.
Yeah, you're
But
right.
it's also just like simply put, man, lesson learned.
Yeah,
You gotta
don't do
also,
it again, right?
Also, you don't want to get your priorities fucked up.
Yeah,
Simply put, bro.
yeah, man.
Now that I'm older, I'm only 31, but I always thinking about the future for my kids.
Yeah,
Just like setting away that X amount of money throughout
Yeah.
paychecks to paycheck.
yeah.
And then like even having like funds saved just for emergencies.
Emergency, yeah,
That's
bro.
big, bro. Because a lot of people won't even have that. You know what I mean? I can
Yeah, for
in
sure.
in the scenario, it's like I can pull out this X amount right now if God
shit
forbid
happen,
anything
yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
But it's like, do I want to? No. You know what I mean? That's for the future's sake.
No, I got you, man. Yeah, it's one of those rough things, dude.
But like I think one of the biggest thing was just like indirectly teaching the lessons for your kids so that they don't have to experience it themselves, because those hardships that you had
Yeah,
growing up, and not to undermine anyone's upbringing, especially now that we're in like a first world country, you know, moment of silence to everyone, all the kids in Gaza. But you know, I didn't want to get into that topic, but you know what I mean. Our upbringing was not that tough, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Kind
100%,
of like,
bro. Like
it's all relative. Like it's all in the perspective of
Yeah.
like what we're going through. Man, we're blessed. I'm blessed to say that I've experienced enough in life to say that I'm blessed, bro.
100%,
We're all
dude.
blessed.
Dog, I couldn't imagine like, yeah, I don't know, bro. I couldn't.
I mean, you've been through it all, bro.
Yeah, bro, it's wild, man. When I think about the stuff that I had
Because
to go through.
your pops passed when?
Well, like, man, I don't know, bro. Like 12 years ago, 13 years
Yeah,
ago,
that was like when you were in your 20s.
20s.
bro.
I was like 21.
That's
think.
like
Something like that.
that's
20?
traumatic.
Psh,
It's
bro.
traumatic, but it's also like
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, I can't even say for myself.
Yeah.
But it's like,
No, I get it.
you know, what am I trying to say here?
Like,
Your mind is so malleable at that time. Like it's
Yeah.
still shifting so much, and like one part of your life that just like goes away is just like, especially
Yeah.
as a father figure. It's
yeah.
like, damn.
100%, bro. Like,
And then your mom passed too, bro.
yeah.
So like, what do you think your lesson? I mean, I'm not trying to say it like a fucking.
No.
But
Yeah.
what do you think was like the biggest experience that you gained from like those that grieving part
Those
of your
moments,
life?
yeah.
That like
Man,
quote era.
I got you. I think so. I'll take it back like 12, 13 years ago when my dad passed. I think that like I was so young, you know, in terms of like where I thought I was at. I was 20. I think I was 20, bro.
Yeah.
Or 19. I can't remember. 19, 20, something like that. I'm 35. Well, no, he hasn't been gone for 15 years. So maybe I was like 21.
Yeah.
You know? I think that like it was one of those things where I wished I would have had a more solid relationship with my dad, but I
Yeah.
didn't have a bad one. You know what I'm saying? It was just rough because for the greater part of my life, the more important parts growing up as my adolescence, you know, turned into young adulthood, he was sick. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So he, you know, he would stay home and stuff. We had a caretaker. I would take care of him, bro. It's like, it's why I know it's not like a crutch, man, but like I didn't finish my second semester of college because I was taking care of my
Caretaking, right.
dad. Yeah, bro. He'd be calling me while I'm taking my final, you know, because he didn't feel good. So I would just turn in my Scantron and I'd bounce, you know what I mean? I'd go straight home. But I think that the importance of time is so important. That's why I feel like as a father now, I try to spend, you know, on the days that I do have him, I really do try to just kick it, take him places. Because I do remember going out with my dad, right?
Yeah.
He'd take me to academy. You know, we would just go everywhere, go see his friends. It's almost like I'm seeing how my dad would treat me, you know what I mean? With
Yeah.
the same way that I treat Saint. So it's like, I take him everywhere. Like we go do car stuff. We go shopping. We just go anywhere, grocery store. It doesn't matter. So he's at the point where he's like, what are we going to do today? Let's do something, you know? So
He looks forward to it.
yeah. So I think with my dad's situation, I am using that as like a kind of like a weird replacement for, or like just to fill in or try to replicate the good times that I do remember with my dad.
Yeah.
You know, before he was really sick and stuff. So I think that during that time, that was like my biggest reflection was like, when I have a kid, what am I gonna do that would like involve everything that my dad instilled in me, or the things that I got to do with my dad. And so that's why it's like that's what I do. You know what I mean? Like, but shoot, with my mom, it's a little different, bro. Because I was a mama's boy.
Yeah.
Being the youngest of three, it was like it's different, man. When you lose your mother, it's wild. It is very wild,
That's the first woman you love.
for sure, bro. And like, I think that like when you think about it, it's like, okay, my mom's passed. Lately, as of late, I feel like I've been wanting to just have someone to talk to with, on that level, which would be my mother, like
Yeah.
ask her for advice or just tell her things. And it's just like, damn, it's like like I feel that she's gone, you
Yeah.
know? So when I look at my kid, I'm like, I need to be here for him, because how I feel now without having a parent to talk to, I mean, it's inevitable. Yes, I'm gonna
Yeah,
die.
it's temporary, right?
I'm gonna, it'll be my time when it's my time. But like, I need him to feel like we should take advantage of this time while I'm here, bro.
The presence, right?
Yes, man. So I think that's like the general response to your question, bro, is like being here. I think is like being in the present, living in the now, not worrying about tomorrow. It's like day by day. Let's do it, because I don't know if I'll wake up the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I think that's like a big part of it. It's just dude soaking it all up. And don't get me wrong, man, with the schedule that my son and I have now, it's like, we alternate with his mom and stuff. I do enjoy my time when, it's his time to be with his mom, and like we're finding that balance of like, retaining a normal life schedule outside of, what I mean, the norm,
Yeah.
which is now. And so yeah, it's crazy.
So cognitive of like your time with your kid.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you feel like? What do you feel like is in? And I have a question right here.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
It's
for sure, man.
It's how do you feel that impacted your identity and personal growth? Like knowing that you had, your parents passing, you're trying to like
Navigate
navigate your life, but also like
the kid.
the kid's life. Like,
Man, that's a good one.
because you're dropping knowledge on me too, bro. Because it gives me perspective. Like,
Yeah.
My mom has experiencing cancer, and like my pops, almost lost his life with COVID, and it's like, it really is a glimpse. Like, you really get a glimpse of like what if.
No, for sure. Because this is a question that lingers on everybody's mind, right? Whether you have a good relationship with your parents or not. I think that a lot of people dread, and they, or whatever. Like it's somewhere in your mind. It's like, my parents are getting older. They're not going to be around. You know what I mean? Bro, I used to think about losing my mom, right?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I don't even want to experience it, because I knew it was gonna fuck me up.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I don't want to lose her, but I did, right? And I think that now it's like so much shit has happened following that I'm just rolling with the punches, bro. Like, I'm like, it's wild, dog.
Yeah. Man, it's all good, bro. Like that whole feeling of like emotions that you're feeling, it's like you almost just got to give in, because a lot of times you're it's also so easy to succumb to what you're feeling, bro.
Yeah.
But then
My bad.
just like, no, it's all good, bro. I'll just talk in this but like the sense of pivot, bro, you know what I mean? Your mom taught you that, I'm sure, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Damn. But yeah, no. It's real, bro.
yeah.
It's there.
Yeah, you're a living testament, bro, because the strength that you have, and the shit that you've endured, and still been able to like not be bitter. Because a lot of the times, man, I like think to myself, like, if this X amount of shit happened to me, I'd be a bitter old man or some shit like that. But like, you always like radiate this sense of like positivity and like light when you're talking about anything in any situation, bro. So
Yeah, it's rough, bro.
yeah,
But no, like I said, bro, it comes and goes in waves. That's what I tell people because they ask me like, like on your question, how do you like deal with that? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like I roll with it, dog. I get knocked down. I just gotta keep going. There's been times, bro. Like I'll openly admit, dude, I thought I was at my ends with, but I was just like, yo, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Like I don't know what to do. You know, I'm not trying to put my direct business out there, bro. But like with what I dealt with a year and 3 months after losing my mom, it rocked my world. I felt almost like it rocked me harder than losing my mom, right?
Yeah.
Because I leaned so hard on my family, like my immediate family, and then stuff happens, bro, and then it like shook me a little bit because I felt like for a year I was in this weird funk. I
Yeah.
was just like, what am I doing? And then that shit happened. But then I realized, like, dude, shit, life is gonna keep going, bro. Like,
yeah,
there's so many other worse things that have happened to people that I can't even compare to my situation. But it doesn't take anything away or make my situations any less of. But it's real.
yeah,
So I mean, to tell you, bro, being a father, that shit saved my life.
yeah.
It
Man,
saved my
wow.
life, dog, because I'm not saying I was doing like hella bad stuff you know what I mean? Like, but like, I just don't know what type of life I'd be continuing to live. Like, very careless, I should say. Like,
Yeah.
I was just on cloud nine. I was like happy go lucky. Let's roll. Let's do it. Let's, who wants it? Who wants to smoke, right? Like, and I think that like it humbled the crap out of me, bro, because I've always wanted to be a father, man.
Yeah.
Always. It's so weird. And maybe I like jinxed myself, but I used to be like, yeah, man, even if I'm a single dad, like I don't care, like I want to be a dad. And it gave me new purpose in terms of like I have this responsibility and this thing to care for outside of myself that's gonna rely on me for the longest time. You know what I mean? To like make it. And I think that was like the best part was like the moment that I found out that I was gonna be a father, right? I was like, what? Like, you serious? Like for real? This is like, it's so surreal, man. Like it's like a fever dream.
Yeah.
Like you just like, are you serious? You serious? Like, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna have a kid. And then you go through that whole 9-month process, and then that moment that kid comes out, you're just like, dang. Because for the fathers, they say it doesn't start until the moment that your kid comes out, right? For us, it's external.
Yeah.
For the mothers, it's internal because they're with them. I mean, they grow, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But man, when that dude came out, I was like, dog, this is the start of like my bond. Like I have a little person that's gonna be my right hand. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like hold my flashlight for me while I'm working on the car type, and like teach him how to fight or whatever. Like teach him how to defend himself and stuff. I don't know. And that moment, dog, like it's just so surreal. Like I'll tell you, whenever he was born, I didn't realize how stressed I was. Like I thought I was cool. I thought everything was good. So I have like flare ups in my joints, bro. On the day he was born, I had a flare up in my knee, like like it was like because I didn't realize that my body was putting on so much stress because I was so nervous. Like I was like, dog, I didn't want anything to happen to him, to his mom. You know what I mean? Like that's always in the back of your head. Like, please let it be a smooth like birth process, like everything. And so it's just like this, like I said, bro, fever dream. Like everything's happening, but you don't feel it because you're just like, is this really happening? Like I'm now a father. I have to care for this kid now, and I'm like, it's an awesome feeling, dog. So I hope that if you ever decide with your wife, man, if that's in y'all's cards, like to do that, I'm excited. I always tell new fathers, man, I'm like, dude, if you're a stand-up person, like I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Like I think that like, it's an experience that will change you in ways that you're like, you didn't even know you had that much love to give anymore outside of like giving love to your spouse, your parents, being a brother, being a sister, you know what I mean? Like a cousin, everything. And you're like, yo, I'm running on this. But then when you have this kid, it's like, you discover like this other part of your heart where you're like, I got mad love for this kid, this child. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, it's on my side, bro, it's like by the end of this year, I'll be an uncle. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
So my
Congrats.
brother's having a kid.
That's
One of my
crazy.
best friends is having a kid by the end of this year. So it's like,
Dude.
dude, it makes me feel like indirectly I just want to be the best version of myself
Yeah.
for their child or for my niece and nephew. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And then it gives me like, it kind of makes me question like, why haven't I felt this initiative to start a little earlier? You know what I
No, I
mean?
got you. Yeah.
Like, why didn't I give myself the leeway to even just like get it going for
Mm-hmm.
them? Because like I want to be I want to be almost hyperactive enough to where I can just like play with them the whole day
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
like take them wherever, not worry about like me getting tired type shit.
Yeah. No, you're like right there, bro.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm not right there, but like I'm saying for me, I had Saint at I think 31.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me. So like around 30, 31. So I think that same thing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. And it's funny because I talked about it with somebody and it was like, damn, I told him, I said, I wish I would have had a kid sometimes. I'm like, I know it's fucked up when I was like 17,
Yeah.
18, right? But they say you either pay for it up front or you pay for it in the back, right?
Yeah.
So at 18, you know how much growing you are doing as a person?
Yeah, that's been tough.
And you would throw a kid in there. But granted, I was blessed to have a family, like my immediate family, that they would have helped me. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
the
saying?
village, bro.
The village, exactly.
Can't do it without the village, man.
Yeah, and that's a good point, bro. Because now I'm experiencing my village has like kind of, it's dwindling a little bit. And I thought about that the other day. I was like, it's really hard when I need to do something and it's my day to have my kid, and it's something I can't bring him to or I can't do or whatever. And I don't have like my mom or my dad to be like, or my sisters, right? To be like, hey, can you help me? But granted, they do when they're in town, like
Yeah.
always. My sisters don't live here, so it's like, of course. But I miss being when my mom would be like, do you need to do anything? And I'd be like, yeah. Okay, I'll come over and watch him. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
Small acts like that.
yes,
right?
bro. It's like, because I don't want to burden anybody else. As
know,
much as,
man.
I do ask for help, you know what I'm saying? But I don't like to because I know he's like 4 years old. He loves to play, and I don't want to like burden anybody with like, oh man, he's so active.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Man, you could really tell the character of a person when you see the things they just give up for themselves, for their
Yeah.
child, bro. And just
Yeah.
like seeing the time and the sacrifice that you put in, bro, that's just like every father or every man that has a child should be given the flowers they
Appreciate it,
deserve, man. It's like
yeah,
you really are, bro. Because some people aren't going to be there for their kids or
yeah,
in that scenario. It's like
yeah,
I'm just grateful to even experience that in that since meeting you, bro.
Yeah.
I just remember when you were at your what was that, like the one in Upper
Yeah,
Kirby?
Upper Kirby.
Yeah, that shit was seeing Saint just chill at the house, bro, or chilling at the barbershop.
Yeah.
Being such a good kid. I mean, he was on his iPad, and I was
Yeah.
just like, man,
it's wild.
just like, dude, he's not gonna forget those days.
Yeah,
man.
that's what I'm hoping, bro.
Yeah.
Is that whatever happens to me, bro, like I always think about that. I'm like, I hope you just think back to those days, because I think back to those days of like my parents. I used to go with my mom to work, or I'd go with my dad going out. I'm like, I hope these memories stick in your head where you remember, like, I used to go with my dad to the barbershop. My dad was a barber for X amount of years, and I would always go there before I started school.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Like, I have a lot of those core memories that I want him to have. Bro, in your position, man, at 30, 31, dude, I didn't know I was gonna be a pops. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And like, but it just happened, and I was just like, that is wild.
That
Right.
gradual, that like that shift in like just being in your way, stuck to your old ways, to like developing that new role of being a father or a mother, man.
Yeah.
That's night and day difference, bro.
Yeah.
And like I would be so blessed to experience that. But I'm in no rush, and
No, I
same
got
thing with
you,
my
yeah.
wife, bro.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm not gonna pressure her. It's I always respect it, and it's also her body's her body. If she
Yeah,
doesn't want to
man.
have that choice to have a child right now, like I totally
Yeah.
understand.
100%. Dog.
But I think if you don't have that person and you don't look eye to eye, when it comes to like having the child at this time or like in this like, bro, I hate to say it, but like you see a lot of people play that timeline game in their lives. Like I gotta get my
By this time,
yeah, I
this time,
gotta
yeah.
get this person. I gotta have a kid with this person. I gotta get a house with this person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like you're putting these restraints on on your flow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like instead of letting things kind of like I'm all for like arranging, certain avenues to kind of be like in the direction of what you want.
Yeah.
But to jot down this like super block of like, no, by this time
It's
I
an
need that.
itinerary. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
That's one thing I very like. I really do see nowadays. It's like life lived on an itinerary, like it's some sort of fucking schedule block for.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. For me, I don't run that way. So I see how I can do like a loose structure,
Yeah.
but have like a really grounded foundation.
To get it done.
Yeah, to get it done.
Yeah.
And I mean, intuitively, and then like I just feel like my gut feelings is always going to be right. And then if I apply my logic and with my gut feeling, it's like
You can get it done.
I'll get it done, man.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about the fatherhood. I'm really excited about like parenting and like
Yeah.
being able to just like I don't know, man. Just a sense of sacrifice, bro. Like just because sometimes I feel like I don't sacrifice enough, man. You know,
It gives you this sense of if your mind is like, I want to try and do the best for this child and for my family, naturally, like you will make those decisions as they come, right? It's like, bro, you don't want to see your kids struggle, you don't want to see them fail, but you also don't want to do everything for them to where you are impending on like their development and learning.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, he's only 4 years old, bro, but he has the mind of like a 6-year-old, you know what I mean? And he's like active and he speaks his mind. He's in touch with his emotions now. It's weird.
Yeah.
But
that's true. He's so curious.
yes, bro. His curiosity is something that
It's almost kind of like scary how curious he is about like his life or like how everything around him.
Yeah, bro. Like,
But man, I was thinking, sorry to cut you off,
no,
but it's
yeah.
like, bro, I really do think you just gotta give your kids the alley oop, man. Give them that real quick touch to like run towards the goal and like
yeah.
whether just be. I mean, how was I gonna say this, bro? Just give a quick pause in this podcast. It's like, oh man, I was just visualizing what it would have been like, but more so what I was trying to say, it's like I cannot be in a situation where I can't give my child what they like. I just really want to give them what they want.
Yeah.
And they don't deserve not getting the things they need, like the necessities and shit. The bare minimum per se. Like I don't see a life where I don't
Like struggle to give them
give them that. Like I'm not gonna manifest struggle. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna manifest I'm gonna manifest a fruitful and like blossoming life for them.
Yeah, like to your best ability and in the way you know how to, right? And like what that looks like to you is completely your idea. It's not like I'm gonna lavishly dump all the finest and greatest.
right?
But like what I'm saying, so that for what that means to you, it could be not even material items. It's like emotional support, mental support, spiritual support, just like growing that child in the best way. Because the same can be said about whether it's material or like non-materialistic items, right? Like you want to like
some say
enrich them.
Those are the most important aspects for me. Like I feel like a lot of my traumas are more so like shortcomings in life per se were because I didn't have this or that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Growing up, or like being able to like de-escalate situations in like certain times, but I'm not able to because like I haven't been experienced in that setting or even experienced it indirectly if my parents were like in an argument or like in a situation where they needed the best but they couldn't get it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And like I always like wish my communication skills were a little better, but it was just like internalizing things were just that was just like a big part of my life when I was growing up, man.
Yeah. No,
Like
I hear
being
you.
able to cope about that. Like now it's just like I like trying to have that line of thinking of there's no reason to internalize, but it's more so like there's a healthy way to cope about things. You know what I
Now,
mean?
yeah. No, I feel you. Like, I notice as a father when I see him when we have disagreements, just little things like that he wants to do. I'm like, we're not doing that today. Like how he handles that is a big kind for me. It's a big telltale sign of like how he chooses to express his. I lost the word for it, but like his frustration towards my answer.
Yeah.
Like for us, like I was told no about a lot of things growing up. Like, no, you can't go here. No, you can't have that. You can't do this. And I would just be so mad, right? And
Yeah.
it's like I want to be able to be in a position with him to explain to him why so he understands in the moment. And it's hard, right? At 4 years old, he's still developing that
Yeah.
brain. So it's like, of course, he's not going to truly understand. But if he can get the bare, watered down, like minimal explanation as to why he can't go to his cousin's house today, why he can't swim, why we got to stay home, or why we're going to school, like whatever, it's like that part is what I want to really get good at, is because in life you are going to get the no's, bro. Like you are
Yeah.
going to get so many no's, and how you react to these L's and these doors that slam in your face is so big on development character, like developing your character and how you just like bounce back from that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're always gonna make it regardless if you say no for that day.
Yes, bro. Like
Like
it's not the end.
we gotta learn. Always have to learn that we are gonna make it. 'Cause
Bro.
it almost felt like the end of the world when we didn't get what we
Yeah,
wanted.
bro. No
Even till now,
toy.
we're like, man, fuck, bro.
It's devastating, right?
Yeah, I'm like applying for jobs or like
Yeah.
I'm like doing this, and it's always like a fucking hell no,
Yeah.
swerve.
Yeah.
But bro, like, how do you feel like the transition is between how you were raised to how Saint's raised?
Oh man,
Because it almost seems it. I mean, I hate saying this, but
Yeah.
it's like night and day, right?
oh yeah, 100%.
You don't have to have this relation of leaving your family from a foreign land to come here to the States type
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
shit. Like I moved here when I was 5, bro.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
4 or 5, and I can almost see like the pass through on what I would like tell
Mm-hmm.
my kids if I was raising them. But for you, like, what do you think the difference is from how you were raised and how he was raised, or how you're raising him now?
Man, like I grew up with a strict dad, you know what I'm saying? He was a socialite, he was well loved, he was an entertainer, singer, guitarist in a band, and did all that cool stuff, loved by so many people. And I think that like growing up, seeing that, it was weird. I wanted to be that. I wanted to be the social person. I wanted to like have all the friends that my dad had and the parties and the good times. And then reality sets in, and it's just such a different time now. But like, yes, coincidentally, like I feel like I developed a lot of my social aspect of my friendships that I have with different groups of people all over. You know what I mean? With him, but like growing up or raising him now, it's like I want that for my kid. I want him to be social. I want him to be able to be in a room where he can relate to different groups of people
Yeah.
and not feel ostracized. Like, you know, like not feel so separated, so segregated from, or like I can only blend in with or hang out with these groups of people versus like that. So I think trying to develop him socially to kind of mesh well in a room of random things and random people, I think that was a part of my upbringing. So like that part on that side is the same. Like I got that from my dad, right? Like I even saw it in your dad. Your dad's a social dude, bro.
Yeah.
Like he's like with his boys, he's entertaining, he sings, he's like he wants to be the life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so growing up I saw that and I was like, I like that. Like my dad's liked by so many people. He has a lot of friends and stuff. I think so like growing up with Saint and raising him, it's like the difference is maybe I'm not as, I mean, he sees the groups of friends that I have and like I introduce and they all know who my son is and stuff. I think that the biggest difference is like, I think doing it kind of by myself is weird. I don't know what it looks like to him.
Yeah.
Right. Going from like him meeting people or my friends with a mother and a father to now it's like me just bringing him around to my friends that have kids. It's weird, man. So I think I never had to do that. You know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
always with my parents. I don't know if I answered your question, but
Nah, those
like
those are the differences that you're having to deal with as he's
getting
growing
older.
up, and
Yeah.
you're as compared to when you're growing,
Oh yeah, you're right.
your
Yeah.
upbringing.
Yeah.
But I mean, those differences make a big impact, nonetheless. But it's more so now their respectable journey and how like you can just alley oop them the shot or like whatever it is. It's so simple to say, but my brother was so big on like, bro, I can only throw you so many alley oops till you make the shot on your own, bro. In that analogy, or like, you know, see people dish you the fucking ball, but it's like, what are you gonna do with it, man? It's
Yeah.
like you're
Frozen?
you frozen the motherfucker. You can't do shit, bro.
No, man, I get it. Shoot.
I think it's like that was something that we had to talk about, bro. Because a lot of
Yeah.
the times when it comes to fatherhood, man, just like I wish my father was more so
Yes. Yeah.
open and transparent about how he felt. Because I could tell that he's just like, I don't know if it's just an episode or something, but this motherfucker always just like on some like it when it really comes to it, it really comes down to it. And my wife knows this. She was like, your dad seems very detached to like everything that's going on right now. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking depressed, bro, for sure.
Yeah.
And maybe it's like his I don't know. There's a lot of shit that could have came into play, whether it just been him not being able to work anymore ever since his COVID shit.
Yeah.
And then like,
Bro, yeah, not to cut you off, bro. I know what you mean.
yeah,
I used to look at my dad's face and I saw that
yeah,
he was a working man who helped my mom provide to getting sick, not being able to work.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
You
like,
almost lose face, bro.
yeah, because it's like your position as a partner and stuff is now reduced to being. Granted, we were blessed enough that my dad received disability and stuff and was able to like, you know, still help or whatever. But like, I know what you mean. There's like, you look and you can see that my dad didn't want to be sick. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
didn't want to live this life where he couldn't work. He loved working. He loved to do what he liked to do. And for them to no longer have that ability, bro, like,
Yeah. You can only
Yeah.
tambay for so long in life, bro. You know, in Philippines, we're really big on tambay.
yeah, just chilling.
Yeah. Man, it's like, bro, you can just be chilling, but man, when you put some fucking pep in your step and play the action game, bro,
Yeah.
once action starts, bro, you gotta fucking punch and roll with the punches, man.
No, I get it.
It's like I'm really happy to experience what I've experienced, and I'm sure you can say the same, man. But it's only up from here, bro. I always tell my wife, like, it's only up from here, man. Like, we can't take any steps back in life, regardless if there's dips and turns, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
And like for you and Saint, man, it's like I wish the best for you, bro.
Appreciate
like I
it,
really
dog.
do, man. Because like it's
Thank
like
you.
ever since I met you, I know that you've been a great father to Saint, and like you can see how like man, you can see the cogs in this in how he acts, and this sounds so fucking weird to say, but you know, everyone has cogs in them.
Yeah.
You know how those moving parts, like, but it almost seems like at his age, and you know, a lot of people are always going to boost your children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, if your kid was dumb as a rock, I'd be like, yo, your son is bright.
No,
as
for
fuck,
sure.
bro. You know what I'm saying?
But like, you know, you've been around people's
I've been
kids. You're
around
like,
kids,
that
I'm
kid
like,
is too much.
yeah,
Like he's like this. He wild,
yeah.
bro.
There's always something about kids that you can see, like a beam of light just coming through, and then like with Saint, it's like he almost seems so intellectually sound that's kind of scary, bro.
Yeah, man.
And like socially apt, where it's like
He's in tune, bro.
yeah,
like
very
I just
in tune with like the current world.
yes, I don't understand. Like I don't know. I've thought about that. And I've talked to his mom about that several times, and I'm just like, this kid, like we have to protect his mind, you know, because he
Yeah.
is so like in depth with like just his advancement. And I'm not trying to gas him up, but
Yeah.
it's like I literally at almost 1 and 2, you know, I don't forget what age specifically, but he like was like to talk, you know, like
Yeah.
wanting to conversate. And I think we owe it to a lot of the fact that we socialized him with big families, you know, friends, and he was always with me, and we would just have regular conversations in the car. I would talk to him like he was just my boy.
Yeah.
And he understood what I was saying, but I would just talk and talk. And like it proved, I'm not a speech pathologist or you know what I'm saying, but like for his development in his brain, I feel like that had this crazy effect on him, was like me treating him and talking to him like a regular adult
Yeah.
had some play on like his development in speech and his development in like processing.
Yeah.
So that's where he's at now. It's like,
Yeah. I got a bunch of be quiet.
yeah, bro.
And I'm like, damn, I'm a lot of the times if I'm not speaking, obviously I'm not being open. You know, closed mouths don't get fed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got mad respect for you and
Appreciate
just
it, man.
like seeing Saint, man. Like,
Yeah.
bro, it's so funny because he's like, "What's up?"
Yeah.
Just like simple acts of like, "Yo, what's up, man?"
His greetings have changed, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
You know, I would ask him, what are you doing? Just chilling.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, dude, what's up, bro?
I think my favorite part of Saint, man, is just like the way he'll look at you and be like, "There ain't no problems, man."
Yeah, bro. Like it really, you know, I want to close out with that or whatever. It's just like your kids, man. It takes away a lot of the brunt that life throws at you, bro.
Yeah.
The burnt ends. You know what I'm saying? Like you could come home from just a horrible day, arguments, whatever. It's hot. You're irritated, and then you look at your kid, bro, and then they're like innocent. They're just, I'm here for a good time. I don't know problems,
Yeah.
you know, and they just want to roll over and sit on top of you or like sit on your chest and like just hug you, bro. And you're
Yeah.
just like, dog. I don't really remember those moments with my father, but like if I can start those moments with my son now, I know he'll remember those moments, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
The other day he was sleeping and I put my hand up on his back and I took a picture of it for reference because I said, dude, he's only going to get bigger.
Yeah.
And I'll remember the day when I was 35 years old and his back was the size, you know, from the back of his neck to his waist.
Palm.
Yeah, it was pretty
Your palm.
much. Yeah. Dude, it goes fast. Everybody that's going to watch this, they know that they've been told that, like, for your brother, yo, Ralph, man, it's going to go fast. You know what I'm saying? All my future fathers out there, parents, everything. If I could leave you with advice, it's like just the advice that someone else gave me was like some sound advice that I still carry to this day about being a father, being a parent, is that try your best to live in the present, like right now. Don't, like, it's good to have plans and to want to do this thing and to have an itinerary, like we said earlier, but you really just got to soak it up because every day, man, these children are like, you just see it before your eyes, but you're so caught up with your life and their life that you don't realize, like, my son used to try so hard to look over the ledge of this table, right? And now this dude is towering over the table where he doesn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, how did you do that in this small span of 4 years? You know what I mean? And so you enjoy it, soak it up, live there, be present, like just be in that moment with that child because they need you just as much as you need them. And it's crazy to say that, but like as a parent, you will realize that you need your child, man. Like on days where you can't find yourself, you know?
Yeah, that's healing to hear, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's wild.
I was just like, that's healing to hear, bro.
Damn.
The future is bright, dog.
Yeah. For everybody, like,
Regardless of what's going on in the fucking world, man, the future is bright.
yeah.
And I just want to say thank y'all for everyone that tuned in.
Yeah.
This isn't goodbye. This is see you later.
See you later. Episode 10.
Episode 10, we're coming.
We might
Maybe
get
a little lighthearted.
or get a little spicy,
Yeah,
you know?
get a little spicy. Put some little sriracha. in
Kazumi or what?
it. Because
Like, you trying to come to this podcast?
I want to I was just thinking about how we could just, because like this was this is probably, we could turn it off now, but bro, I'm excited for the future. Real quick, what do you think is the future sounds good after these 10 episodes, man?
Man, we need to get on our
Shoot game.
shoot game. We need to get on our merch for our homies and our people that, you know, are all 130. What is it, 131 or something?
141.
141. Hey, but we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We see that the traction on the reels gets like over 1,000, and
Yeah.
we're like, dude, that's tight. If we can show even a glimpse to 1,000 people of what we like to talk about and what you guys can relate to, that's a win for us.
Exponential growth is what we see.
Yeah.
It sounds good, man. I want to continuously do this, man. I have no idea of
Where,
I have no idea where this will go,
Yeah.
but I know we're doing the right thing. And like the responses that we get are very encouraging.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
And we always want to get feedback from y'all, whether it be like some savage shit or some constructive criticism. We're happy to hear it, but man, like from the bottom of our hearts, we're thankful for y'all to even tune in, man.
Episode 9 is crazy.
Yeah, episode 9, dude.
Dang.
It's because it was the start of the last year, man. We were just like, yo, let's do this podcast, man.
Yeah.
We talked about that already, but it's like, I just know that we built so much chemistry since then, bro. I can call you one of my best friends.
No,
now.
for sure, same, bro.
And we're not just co-hosts, bro. We're like,
Yeah. Do we call each other? You on the toilet? Like, yeah, what's good?
yeah, sit on the toilet. I heard the echo.
The echo,
earlier.
bro.
I was like, oh, this motherfucker on the toilet, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I know we're doing the right thing. When you almost feel it, because a lot of times when you're given like shit in life and you're taken aback of all the like small occurrences, like that are just like giving you trouble. It's like, man, maybe this shit wasn't meant to be, but everything seemed so seamless when we started doing this shit, bro. You know what I mean?
It was like woven together very easily. I feel like there weren't too many setbacks. It was like, just do it.
Yeah.
Like straight up. That's like the most simplest way is like, just start it.
Yeah.
So that goes for everybody. Like you got something that you want to do, a new trade, a new craft, a new hobby, man, just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Like for real. Because we did not think we'd get to episode 9 and we don't have 20,000 followers. We're not hella big like that. But like,
I didn't even turn on monetization because I didn't want ads to come up.
For y'all, like, so you could just get straight to the episodes.
Yeah.
We're not doing this for no money, man. Whatever, you know?
We just two
Filipinos
chopping it.
Chopping.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I almost died, bro.
Nah.
We just chopping it up, man.
Yeah,
y'all. The whole motto is chopped and faded.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much, man.
Peace.